Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to the final, yeah I said it, episode of Impact Wrestling. We're going to finish up at Bound for Glory. For more comments on that, check out the community tab and that'll explain everything that's going to be going on in the channel. But we conclude today with Impact Wrestling. I think we just fell shy of 90 episodes, but yeah, we've managed to accomplish everything I kind of wanted to do here. And as I say, I'll explain it more in written rather than verbal, because we have an episode to do and we have a show to better last year. So last year our main event saw Phoenix win the Impact World Championship from Ace Austin. We had Jamie Hayter and Ronda Rousey defeat Rosemary and Su Yung for the Knockouts title when I wasn't too much aware of who Jamie Hayter was, and now, fast forward a good wee bit, I'd like to believe I am, and she is class, she is very good. But, we have, of course, episodes to look over. So, how have we got to where we are now? So, the full plan, emphasising the word plan, more on that as we go along. Murphy was going to challenge, or Buddy Matthews was going to challenge Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship. They had a bit of a I'll challenge you kind of moment on the opening segment of the first taping, confronted by Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood. Fair enough, sets up your main event. A Trey Miguel over Brian Myers, Thunder Rosa over Taya Valkyrie, Danhausen back from his injury, just to say I'm back, Matt Cardona, ready to be very evil again, with some words from Max Caster on Leo Rush, but then Leo Rush defeats him to defend the X Division Championship. Celebrating their success of winning the championships, we had some words from Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish. They then defeat Triple XL. We had Lee Moriarty defeat Chris Hero before his apprentice Lonnie Lodden beats the shit out of Lee Moriarty. We had Claudio Castagnoli defeat Minoru Suzuki. We had a brawl between Ronda Rousey and Thunder Rosa. And Buddy Matthews teamed up with Josh Alexander to defeat FTR in our main event. Pretty solid first taping. You've got a couple of matches penned in for Bound for Glory. We then had a confrontation between Buddy Matthews and Samoa Joe. Joe saying, hey, if anybody's going to kick the crap and take that title from Josh Alexander, it's me. We then had Lonnie Lodden defeat Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards was getting beaten down by Lodden and Chris Hero before Moriarty makes the save. Jeff Hardy defeat Chris Bay. We had some words from Matt Riddle. We had the IOP defeat the VBD. More words from Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish. Some words from Ronda Rousey. Then had the tag match between AJ Lee and Thunder Rosa defeating Diona and Ronda, which led to a bit of a confrontation between Ronda and Diona. Obviously we know where this is going, triple threat, Thunder Rosa, Diona Purrazzo, Ronda Rousey. X Division action saw Chris Saban and El Phantasmo defeat Frankie, Kazarian and Leo Rush. Claudio Castagnoli said some words to get in the head of Jay White and try and get that match up. We have Matt Riddle beaten down backstage by the very evil Danhausen and Matt Cardona, and Buddy Matthews defeats Samoa Joe in our main event. Pretty solid again. Joe basically says, right, I don't care, I just want to get my hands on someone, and Kurt Angle says, fine, we're going to give you Jay Lethal, now just get the hell out of this arena and stay away from our championship contenders. Angle also announces Chris Bay, Jeff Hardy for the Television Championship at Bound for Glory, with IOP defeat Wardlow and Will Hobbs before they beat them up and take them out completely so they don't get their rematch. Samoa Joe then defeated Jay Lethal, so Samoa Joe is still struggling for an opponent, and he then beats up Kurt Angle, which then leads to Joe being escorted from the premises by security. Frankie Kazarian defeated Eric Young, with words then from Jay White saying, fine Claudio, I'll take you on, you've lost many times to Chris Bay, so just be another L in your locker. Diona have a victory over Jordan Grace, with some words from Diona on Ronda. Chad Bates over Matt Cardona, a bit disappointing that rating of 53, but they didn't click. Thunder Rosa training package for that triple threat match, or main event tonight, and Josh Alexander defeating Ace Austin in a kind of throwback match. More words from Kurt Angle. We then have Matt Riddle take on Danhausen, and he defeats him by knocking him completely out. Matt Cardona says, how could you just do that to this very evil man? We'll see what we've got in store for you at Bound for Glory. I had Ace Austin over Leo Rush. I had Lonnie Lodden over Rich Swann. Then I had words from Hero and Lodden over Edwards and Moriarty. We had the contract signing and then a brawl between White and Castagnoli. We then had Claudio join Josh Alexander and Buddy Matthews to take on the trio of Richard Holiday, EC3 and Johnny Dango. We had some words from FTR saying they're going to become tag team champions. IOP and the Good Brothers defeating Strong Fish and FTR. And then Thunder Rosa getting a wee head start, possibly ahead of tonight, defeating Diona Purrazzo. So I'll try and remember a lot of the card. I had it all written down. Should remember it. Obviously that triple threat match for the Knockouts Championship. Those 4 teams will compete in a fatal 4-way match for the Tag Team Championships. Josh Alexander, we are going to see what's going to happen with him because somebody has decided to go mark for XWX and not us. Thanks, buddy. Claudio Castagnoli, Jay White. We're also going to see Chris Hero and Lonnie Lodden take on Eddie Edwards and Lee Moriarty. We have a 6-way match for the X Division Championship, including the likes of El Phantasmo, Chris Saban, Frankie Kazarian, Suicide, Ace Austin, Leo Rush. Matt Cardona will team alongside Dan Hausen to take on Matt Riddle and Matt Cardona. Samoa Joe's in action. Josh Alexander will have an opponent, and we probably have a lot more as we click in. Let's finish up with this. Let's hope we get a good show. This is the 2022 Bound for Glory. So here we are then. Sold out in the Williams Assembly Centre, 8,000 fans in attendance. And Kurt Angle says because of other commitments that Buddy Matthews has been obliged to take, we will have Josh Alexander defend the championship against Minoru Suzuki in your opening contest this evening. So 57 rating for that. Straight into Alexander versus Suzuki. And they had a superb matchup that saw Josh Alexander defeat Minoru Suzuki in 35:09 with a TKO, giving Josh his 4th defence of the Impact World Championship. 60 rating. It's the best I could do. Nobody's really going to become available. There was an option to potentially bring in the IWGP US champion, which was Will Ospreay, but he also had prior commitments, so I could get the belt, but I couldn't get the worker. Overall, I'm happy with being made of a bad situation. The plan initially was Murphy to go over Josh Alexander and would have rerun with him, but yeah, we'll finish up with Josh Alexander as your champion. And Minoru Suzuki was visibly upset after the match because Josh Alexander almost injured him with a botched move. Fantastic. Superb matchup again. Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish defeat the Inflictors of Pain, FTR and the Good Brothers in 12:15 when Bobby Fish pinned Doc Gallows with a moonsault. First defence of the Impact World Tag Titles for Fish and Strong, only a 57 despite the very good ratings, because again we had to protect the likes of Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood. So storytelling matchup, we'll see it obviously get a few penalties as you can see, and of course keeping Wheeler and Harwood strong. Although to be fair, we didn't really need to worry about that because it is the last episode. We then had that 6-way for the X Division Championship, and about that had great wrestling and good heat. Had Ace Austin go over Leo Rush, Frankie Kazarian, Chris Saban, Suicide and El Phantasmo in 13:32 when Ace Austin pinned Leo Rush even with the aces high. Next Division Champion, I felt like he's been a very, very solid hand for me over the course of the save, so I felt it was completely just that we gave him the X Division Championship to say thank you, good sir. So 60 rating, I think I had a banger of a match IRL, so yeah, certainly happy with that. And re-celebration for Ace Austin gives us our highest promo of a 70, or highest angle. Jay Lethal, after his complete beatdown by Samoa Joe, decides to come back to get some revenge. He is a mystery opponent because I couldn't get anyone else. Superb matchup, Samoa Joe wins in 11:35 with a Kakuna clutch. 63, Joe needed a big win on the big stage, and this was it for Samoa Joe. Then had a tag match, and it was a superb matchup that saw Chris Hero and Lonnie Lodden defeat Eddie Edwards and Lee Moriarty in 11:59 when Lonnie Lodden pinned Eddie Edwards with the Riptide Facebreaker. Lonnie was a weak link with his 51 performance. Obviously, he is the most over in the match, believe it or not, but he's obviously by far the most technically poorest. 60 is really good. There was actually a small part of me that was thinking, did I just have Lonnie Lodden come in and beat up Josh Alexander and win the title as well? But it's a nice wee run trying with a Game World spawned wrestler. I'm certainly going to be doing that in my AEW save that I've got offline, because there's like so many that have come through. But of course, we might get lost in the shuffle with like 180 other wrestlers on the roster. G White then just says, oh well, it's time to take on Castagnoli. He's aware how good he is, but if Chris Bay's found his weaknesses, then G White's got no issue with exposing Claudio as a fraud. A 59 promo, and their matchup is superb wrestling. Great heat. G White picks up the win over Claudio in 1958, the Blade Runner. A 64 here. This one, I kind of put myself into a corner, because you think Claudio's going to overcome these obstacles and then defeat G White, but you can't have G White just come in and lose, so we give G the win here. Another heel going over. It's a very heel heavy evening so far. And that concludes with another heel victory, as in a great heat and a good wrestling match. Chris Bay defeats Jeff Hardy in 14-16 by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. Chris makes a second defence of the television championship. He's more over than Jeff, because Jeff obviously put over Max Caster. At 57, it's kind of where it is in the shuffle. Jeff obviously struggling with likes of stamina and his declining physical ability. We move on again to that tag team match. I bet had great wrestling and good heat. Matt Riddle and Chad Betts defeat Matt Cardona and Danhausen in 11:55 when Matt Cardona was knocked out, KO'd by Matt Riddle, and could not continue. A 60 overall. Some good performances there from Betts and from Riddle. Danhausen a weak link, but overall very evil and very defeated in this instance. It's then time for our main event. Ronda Rousey says she's went through everything. She's sick and tired of carrying this division. She's going to tap out both of these women at the same time. She's going to get us her biggest ever rating with that 87 promo, but she's obviously way ahead of everyone else in terms of overness. Will Ronda become a 2-time Knockouts champion? No, because as you would expect, this was all built for months and months and months to crown the new champion. In an exceptional matchup, Thunder Rosa defeats Deonna Purrazzo and Ronda Rousey in 22-24 when Thunder Rosa pinned Deonna with a reverse DDT. Thunder Rosa is your Impact Knockouts champion. I love how it says that Ronda carries the match in terms of in-ring performance. From an overness standpoint, yes, but from a psychology and technical aspect, you would be all on Thunder Rosa for the psychology and Deonna for the technical prowess. But a 71, that's why the belt went on Deonna, and then I decided we'll go with a triple threat, because it was all about Thunder Rosa going over the main event of the biggest show. I've done something right in my booking. And she celebrates to a 67. So the final show in Impact Wrestling sees us get a 69 rating. Our show increased in 53 regions. We didn't obviously have the production values, which probably would have seen it into the low 70s for sure. But yeah, we finished up with a new Impact X Division champion and the new Knockouts champion. So I'm just going to jump back to the main screen and we'll take a wee look at basically where we were and what would have been the aim going forward. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I've noticed that, especially not so much as much in my this is the same, is it the same one? Well, it's all the saves I've been running on YouTube are all with apart from the AEW one, the initial one, I've been with Real World Chronicles with Questloves. I've noticed that my AEW save that's on Chronicles goes like way quicker than my Shimmer one. Strange, but that's what it is. Right, where are we? Where is... Well, I think we may have went back up a level, but Bound for Glory was awesome. We rose back to medium size, so that was good. Viewing figures was 98,000 people, 0.15. So we've been up and down, up and down, up and down. But yeah, we would be a medium-sized company for how long? Probably not very, but obviously it would have taken us a long time to get to big, so that wouldn't have changed anytime soon. We'd obviously be looking at trying to get some different broadcasting deals, which would have been next. And financially, let's say performance, good position. I'd assume we would have probably lost more this month because obviously higher worker costs, but at the same time, miscellaneous and tax would take about 40k off us. Although pay-per-view revenue, way up, which is good. Broadcast revenue, I suppose, and sponsorship, we would get a little bit more in the next month or next couple of days to round us up. But yeah, overall, pretty good. So cheers for watching. It's still been a fairly lengthy save. I think we're just closing in about 90 episodes, but overall, you got your priorities in order, and unfortunately, in the terms and list of priorities, this is a wee bit further down. But as I say, keep an eye out on the community tab. That's where the post will be, and that'll let you know where we're going from here. So thank you very much for tuning in, taking the time out of your days to watch the series, and yeah, it's not an end to YouTube, it's just not as much as there probably previously was. Thanks, and see you soon. Bye bye.